Okay, and welcome to the final part of eToroing, the world's largest hedge fund, and I think this is the part that everybody's been looking forward to, the results. Okay, I just need to say before I start that past results are not reflective of future returns. They're just a proxy and a result of my backtesting. So this is it. Okay, so in 2005 I only had half a year's data, so the loss may not be reflective and it may look quite drastic. Once again, the returns, they look really good, and I think that's also because in 2008 and 9, or 9 and 10, we had the fall in the credit market and the real estate market in the US, and the IYR really reflects that quite a bit. The reason why I said I will skewer down IYR in part 2 is because of this effect in 2009-2010. I don't believe it will repeat itself, mainly because we won't witness an event such like what we saw during those times. So 2009, 2010 is going to be a bit extraordinary. I would like to see something like 2007 every single year. That would be ideal for me. Of course, more is better, but I prefer just cruising along. And during bad times, of course, don't lose as much. So again, 2005 is not fully reflective. I don't have any further data to show you before June because I think one of the ETFs has its dates until June. Okay, just move on. One of the reasons why this backtesting might be useful is because whether you are like Ray Dalio, who reads a lot of history, or you are a George Soros type person who reads a lot of philosophy, it shows that human behavior remains the same throughout time. For those of you who do not believe in that everything is changing, that times are different, yes they are, but the general idea has never changed. And this book published like this, it's called This Time Is Different. It's written, I believe, by Harvard PhDs, and they talk about how like the week before each crisis it appears to be different, but yet it's somewhat the same. So the reason why I'm against it in this is because I believe that it is a very robust portfolio, meaning that the philosophies behind it is very sound and it will continue to perform. It's always been long criticism of the or whether that there is too much allocation towards bonds, but I do not believe this to be true, and also in order to counter it, I put the technical overlay, which is so it allows us to adapt between bubbles and bull markets and bear markets. So that's the reason why I have the technical overlay, so hopefully improve the results. Risk factors. Okay, this is kind of important. I need to let you guys know there may be situations where this portfolio will fail, and these are the things that I see could possibly not allow a performance of the portfolio. First of all, is liquidity. This has always been my number one fear or number one risk of failure for any way of trading. It is liquidity, because during bad markets you will notice that liquidity tends to dry out, and you may be holding something that you don't want to hold on but you cannot get rid of it. It's very tough situation, and if you are not experienced in the market, you will have not seen it before. So people have not seen 2007, 2008, when the S&P fell drastically and when Lehman declared bankruptcy. That was a very scary time, and not everybody has that experience, and liquidity just dried up. So that was be a first problem, but now we have circuit breakers in place which are meant to cool off the market, just to say, okay guys, have a breather, see what happens, we'll close for the day, tomorrow we'll come back and see what happens. And sometimes even like in case of China, if the market falls too far, the government just comes out and says, okay, don't worry, I'm gonna put a central bank put. Okay, so these things all should help with liquidity, but they are still a potential risk. Allocations may not be correct. I'm basing my allocations off how I feel in the market, and a lot of it is going to be based on how I perceive the market, and this may not be correct. I think it is, and I mean that's why I'm doing this. I love this. That's why I dedicated a good portion of my life to just studying the markets, and as you can tell, I love history as well, and that's why I think my allocations will be correct. But on the off chance that they're not, you're not going to get these results. There are limits to backtesting, like I said, past results does not equal future returns, but based on the robustness of our test, I think we should be okay. Last risk factor is China. I have a view that China will do very well within the next 5 to 10 years, but it's not 100%, and if it does not do well, then this portfolio will be affected. Okay, and that's all I have for this. I hope you guys enjoyed the presentation. I hope that at least you've learned something. And if you like what I've shown you, you can copy me, but if not, then thank you for joining me on this journey.